So I suppose the first introduction to me with Diamondbrite was 17 years ago when my mother bought her first car from Available Car, and I remember her bringing this car back and it was that lovely blue, and she brought it back and I just looked at this stunning blue and the way it popped. She explained to me, oh, we've had the extra paintwork protection. At that point, didn't work in the trade, went straight over my head. I just knew that this car looked awesome. And then she progressed to say, oh, they're actually looking for people to work at Available Car. And this is how my journey into Diamondbrite actually started. Probably the most important thing to remember is, why do our customers choose these cars? What's that first thing that made that customer head towards that car? Simple, it's how it looks. Why wouldn't any customer want to protect that and keep it looking better for longer? I've been working here a month or two and my buddy said, what do you do? And I said, well, we show customers this, we show customers how they can protect the paintwork. And he said to me, well, I don't believe in that. I don't think you need to protect paintwork. And then a couple of months passed and he come round and he goes, your mother's car is always looking absolutely amazing. And that's where I said, that's where Diamondbrite comes in. And lo and behold, he come in a year later and bought a car from us. Before we'd even presented the Diamondbrite to him, he was asking for it. We believe it's important the customer finds their own car, and giving every customer the option to keep their car looking better for longer. So how we do it is, when we turn back off test drive, we've got our first presentation vehicle. It's there for the customers who want to see, but it's also there for the customers who want to touch. And we've got our visual aspect that tells all the customers the key features of this product, and also see for the fact this has been applied once and it still looks as good as the day it come in here, and I think that's quite important. And the one that my customers really like is the actual bit for cleaning the glass. When they found out that that product was actually formulated for Bentley, it adds that little bit of prestige to it, and if it's good enough to use in a Bentley, it's good enough to use in any car, in my opinion. Then we've got our other customers that might go, do you know what, I'm really pushing the boat out on this journey. So then that's when they go to the ceramic. I'm treating myself, it's the most expensive car I've ever purchased, I want to look after it. Not only for the time they own it, but when they come to part exchange it in, we're giving them more money for it. I always ask my customers, if you had that car, whether it be 3 years, 4 years, and you wash your car off, and it still looked as good as the day you bought it, how would you feel? And every single customer says, do you know what, I'd love that. Well, then that's where Diamondbrite comes in. And this presentation piece helps massively, whether it be talking about the tree sap. We all know how hard tree sap can be to get off. It's one of them where you feel like you need to take a chisel to it. The beauty of Diamondbrite, you don't, it's protected. Moving on to birdlime, we've all got the local pterodactyl that tries to bomb a car from time to time. So both the Diamondbrites, yet again, are protecting that. Where the ceramic really comes into its own, and this piece, is we can explain the additional benefits you get from the ceramic. Things like the denim dye. You know, if your kids have got them new jeans on, whether you haven't got to wash them 9 million times before they're allowed to sit in your car. It's not a simple case with your customers saying, oh, actually, you can't let your kids sit in that car for a little bit. As soon as it's been ceramic inside, doesn't matter. Get the kids in there, whether they've got jeans, dungarees or whatever on, they're in there, they're safe, your leather's protected, and that's what counts. You can account for your driving, but you can't account for other people's driving. You're going down a little country lane, someone's oncoming, and all of a sudden they're not as understanding that you've just spent all your money on your car, and you have to go over a little bit and there's one of the little brambles there and it runs down the side of your car. It's the worst feeling in the world. Well, our customers who choose the ceramic, they're not going to worry about that because of the scratch resistance it gives. Don't get me wrong, if somebody decided to go at the car with a screwdriver, yeah, and nothing will protect that. Brambles down the side of your car, you're not going to be pulling over looking at that scratch thinking, oh God, I'm going to have to get my car painted now. You'd be thinking, geez, I'm glad I had it ceramic. So why glass? Why is our glass presentation important to our customers? The reason I've always said glass is so important is going back to probably 10, 15 years ago. Cast your mind back to the old Fairy washing up liquid advert. Fairy do a clever little thing. I don't know if you remember it, but they get the casserole dish and they've left it out all night and it's baked on half a lasagna or whatever it may be. And they dip it in the water and then it comes out and it's clean. And it's not because Fairy's that brilliant, it's because that glass has no pores. And that's the whole beauty about Diamondbrite. Once we've treated it, there is no pores. So the customers, they're not going to be there scrubbing, trying to get the dirt off their cars. It's just a simple case of washing the car like normal and watching all the water bead off, like, you know, like when you feed the ducks and there's a bit of water beading off their back. That same effect, and that's what we achieve. So this is a nice visual representation to show our customers on how the beading up would be on the paintwork after we've applied the ceramic. So it's a simple case of hose your car off, dry it, and it's done. Streak free, has the shine, And the final most important thing, lifetime guarantee while you own that car. What more could you want?